Hey guys, today we're looking at my favorite screwdriver bit set. These are from a company called Chapman Manufacturing. Their bits are unique. They're quarter-inch drive, but enhanced. Instead of having the bit retainer mechanism in the ratchet or the driver handle, each bit has its own ball retainer built in. They also have this little knurled part, so you can turn the bits by hand. They even have a groove for a snap ring, so you can semi-permanently attach the bit to the ratchet handle. Chapman has a wide variety of flat-bladed bits. These come in all different widths and thicknesses. Their flat blade bits are what's called hollow ground. The hollow ground bit has that curved edge, which results in more contact with the slot in the screw, compared to a regular bit, which is kind of like a wedge in the slot. Their Phillips bits are interesting. The three on the right are the old school American standard. They absolutely fail the wobble test on a JIZ standard screw. The two on the left are their specific JIZ standard bits. Now these work fine on JIZ screws. So be aware if you order a set of these, they'll come with the old American style bits, and you have to order those JIZ bits separately. The one in the middle is called a Frearson bit. They're kind of rare, but it's neat that they still make them. Their Torx bits are what they call star bits. I think they didn't want to pay licensing to call them Torx, but they are Torx compatible. The hex bits are pretty much standard. They put the metric ones in a different colored bit holder to make it easier to identify them. They have some other oddball bits, like these Bristol Spline bits. You'll sometimes come across Bristol Spline screws when working on old radios. All their bits are made here in the USA. The few negative reviews on these are from people breaking the bits. There's a max torque value chart on their website. There's a fine line between making the bits so hard that they won't wear out, but not too hard that they become brittle. You just have to be careful when applying torque with these and don't exceed the maximum value. So yeah, their bits are definitely Chad tier, but this ratchet on the other hand, this is straight up boomer tier. This design dates back to 1936. It's non-reversible and only has a 20-tooth count mechanism. Now I'm not knocking the ratchet, or boomers for that matter, it works. I actually think it's pretty cool that they've been making the same product for decades. But what I find interesting is the patent document shows a reversing lever. So at some point they were like, nah, nobody will want that, and they took it out. Eventually they came out with this dipped model ratchet, which gives you a little bit of extra grip, but it's still non-reversible. So to reverse these, what you have to do is remove the bit, flip the ratchet over, and put it back in through the other side. It's just not ideal. I think we can do better with the ratchet. We'll come back to that towards the end of the video. In the meantime, let's take a look at some of the other accessories. They have a few different extensions. These come in several different lengths. These are great for when you need to reach down inside of something. There's an option to get these with a set screw, which you can use to lock the bit in place permanently. This is their standard bit handle. Now I found out that this is not solvent resistant. I got something on mine and it started to melt the plastic. You can plug the bit directly into it to make your own thick shorty screwdriver, but I think that these work best with one of the extensions. A lot of times when I'm using these bits, it's for more precision work, so the handle sometimes feels a little bit too big. Usually I use this stubby handle. It's a little more precise. I don't see these on their website anymore, so they may have discontinued them. Another accessory is this finger bit holder. It's okay. It's made of plastic. I don't know that I've ever actually used it. The cases for these kits are pretty nice too. The individual bit holder racks are removable, so you can move stuff around and reorganize them however you want. Another top tip if you get one of these sets is to throw in a 1/4-inch wrench. Because the bit has that ball retainer built in, it will lock on to the wrench. Now, if you need to get into a really tight spot, well, you can see how much more compact it is compared to the Ratchet. So yeah, let's get back to that Ratchet. What we want is something with a compact head, an actual reversing switch, and a higher tooth count. Because these bits are proprietary to Chapman, you can't just grab any old bit ratchet. The ratchet needs to have a hole in it for that knurled part of the bit to stick through. And ideally, we want something that we can use with both standard bits and Chapman bits. Here's what I found. This is the bit ratchet from VIM Tools. It has a hole through it, so the Chapman bits will fit in it just fine. It has a 72-tooth gear mechanism and a reversing lever. It's also a little bit thinner than the Chapman ratchet. These are pretty inexpensive at under 20 bucks a piece. Mine has the rubber handle, but they also make one without the rubber handle. That one has a built-in 1/4-inch wrench, so you can do that wrench trick I mentioned earlier. The VIM ratchets are made in Taiwan, but they're very high quality. It's what elevates the Chapman bits into Chad tier. It's like unlocking New Game Plus. Chapman really needs to up their ratchet game. Give us a USA-made 72-tooth count mechanism, or at least put the reversing lever back in. It was in the 1936 patent document, so you know they know how to do it. If you want to pick up a Chapman set, the best place to get their products is through their website, chapmanmfing.com. They're on Amazon, but even with the shipping, it's cheaper to just buy direct. They have a lot of neat little kits that are designed for specific purposes. And it looks like they came out with a new palm ratchet. Oh yeah, 20-tooth mechanism and no reversing lever. Yeah, I'm probably still going to order one for myself anyway. I'm a pretty big fan of their products. I think I secretly kind of like that old school ratchet design. I mean, they're not that bad for most applications. Sometimes I even like to dual wield them. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you later. Bye.